Hey everyone, Cutroneo here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the 17th video in my video progress series on Saudade No. 3 by Roland Dyens. So, over the next few days, things are going to be pretty busy for me, and because of that, my practice is going to be limited. So, my ideal practice schedule that I wanted to keep on this piece is kind of fluctuating depending on the day and depending on the availability that I have. So today, all that I was able to do was really focus on the dance section. I gave that 20 minutes of practice because that's pretty much all I had once I added in the performance at the beginning and at the end of my practice. What I decided to do is I spent 10 minutes working on the piece and actually bring the piece up to 80. What I found is that at 80 to the quarter note, I was able to play through it fairly well with the metronome. And so what I did is I'm breaking it into phrases, making sure I can count out loud and play it at the speed, and also obviously note accuracy for those phrases. And I do it 3 times in a row. I go to the next phrase and I build up the piece from there. During those breakdowns of the phrases, if there's any technical things that I see, I break those down and drill it out, do slow fast practice, do stop practice, all the different practice techniques that I use to work something out. So for example, this little section, that's been a little, not necessarily inconsistent, but I haven't been happy with how I've performed it. And certainly as I'm bringing it up to 80, it's not really where I want it to be. So what I did there is, before anything else, just like I had demonstrated in a previous video, which I will put a card up there for, I just started with the chords. And you'll notice I have a mirror right here, right there. And what I was doing is I was looking in the mirror, really paying attention to this shoulder. Also sort of dealt a little bit with the angle of the guitar a little bit, in terms of positioning it where I want to position. I'm still getting used to the guitar support and all that stuff. So I've been working on that and, you know, trying to find some solutions there, trying to figure out what would work best for me in that situation. But definitely looking in the mirror and watching my shoulder, especially here, that I'm not picking up the shoulder from here. So as I'm playing those chords, let's see. Oh, let's do this. So as I'm playing those chords, really trying to just keep that nice and loose. And just nice and easy, letting the hand drop. And then do it with the metronome slowly. And then also making sure I'm only strumming the top. And I'm giving a little flick to those top 3 strings. And this is the one that I always feel like I tighten up on. So I worked on that to the best of my ability within my practice. And then brought it in. And from that strum, I always feel like I missed that lower bass note. So those were things that I was focusing on that section with, and, you know, just giving a few minutes to that, to work on that. The other area where I worked on is this triplet section, getting that big slide and not missing the 14th fret. So again, broke it down, slow practice, fast practice. The one thing that I didn't do was use stop practice. What I was experimenting with was, did I like a different finger to lead over the guitar? Using that second finger, I'm sort of out of balance. There's that real big sideways. And so I was thinking I'd get less of an angle with that third finger. And so I tried that. I haven't really decided on that yet in terms of what's better or what's worse. Both performances I use my second finger, so I might still experiment with that third finger and see if that gets me any more accuracy up there and just more comfort on that. And it's mainly not even just to get up there, but then it's reaching back with that first finger. So those are the two areas that I focused on for those 10 minutes working on the dance. And then I spent another 10 minutes working on the hammer-ons from nowhere, and I did it in this order. The first thing that I tried to work on was getting 3 times in a row of counting while playing at 80. And then after 3 failed attempts at 3 times in a row, I went to letter names. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reverse that process for the next time that I practice on the dance, because I think that it'll be a greater benefit for me if I do the letter names first and I really focus on solidifying the notes. Because when I count the piece, I'm counting 1E and a 2E and the whole time, and I'm really not focused on the melodic movement of it, which are on all upbeats, on the E's and the ands, or the E's and the uhs of those 16th notes. So it's on the 2nd and 4th 16th note, and I'm just going 1E and 2E and And I think until I get the letter names solidified on that section, I'm going to put the counting not necessarily on the back burner, but end with the counting rather than start with the counting. Obviously, those two things that I worked on, even though I might not have felt really good about it in the practice, I thought in the performance went fairly decently well. Let's take a listen to the performance of the dance after my practice session. So there was the performance, and tomorrow I'm going to go back to working on the introduction, definitely, and the third movement. Priority-wise, I'll probably, if I can only focus on one, I'll probably focus on the third movement to solidify that. But I should have enough time to do a full 45 minutes of practice and do 15 minutes on licks, 15 minutes on the first section, 15 minutes on the third section. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell notification button so that way you're notified every time I release a video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.